first step, you gotta shake it. Okay. You gotta put the straw at the bottom. Nope, no. Oh, okay. Just kidding. Go ahead. Make like a wall with the straw.
What does that make a wall?
Like push it back against the back. Okay. And then fill around the straw.
That was the one.
How much should I put in?
Don't fill it all the way.
How much is yours?
Not much.
Yours is more than mine. There you go. It's a thick steak.
My traditional casado.
Alright, so we're in Argentina. We're technically in
Alshel
10. And we did a hike yesterday. We went to
Laguna Torre.
Yeah. And that was a pretty long hike. That was about 10 miles, 10 and a half miles.
I think 11 miles.
Took us about 6.5 hours to do, which we were going at a comfortable pace, taking pictures, taking breaks, that sort of thing. So it took us a little bit longer than it probably should have. Other than that, it was beautiful. We saw like a mountain and a glacier, and there was like a little lake from the glacier in front of it. I do remember the bugs were absolutely terrible. I've got like welts on my head from the mosquito bites, and they were just everywhere.
Kind of, the climate was so varied at the beginning. It was like so hot and like desert-like, and then as you go it gets cooler, and then at the end it was freezing when you're in the glacier, and there was like such strong winds that almost blew me over.
The winds were very, very strong, that's for sure.
So like you really need layers here. Like we are taking things on and off all the time. But it was pretty brutal at the end. Like, our feet were killing us. Like, we were just really excited to be done with that hike.
I think it was long. I don't think it was, like, a difficult hike. It wasn't, like, high elevation or anything.
Elevation-wise, it was pretty mild.
Yeah, I think it was mainly just the distance that was the challenging part for people who don't hike very often.
Plus, I got a cold, so I was low-key feverish, sore throat, nose running, which was... I almost didn't do the hike, but ended up being fine. Just not ideal.
Yep. I listened to my books a bunch, which I've been doing that pretty much this whole trip. Red Rising series, and been loving that, so can't complain about that. And then after we got back, we took a shower and kind of rested a little bit. Then we went out to dinner where... I got some chicken and french fries.
I got a lamb ravioli. That was really good.
Yeah, and the drinks were super duper cheap. Everything, any kind of beer you get, which is like a tall boy, is like $3 or less. So that's been sick. And then we also got a dessert, which we never do. We got chocolate mousse.
Yeah, everything's like super cheap here, which is really nice. And like all the restaurants are pretty good. Mm-hmm. Like I like this city a lot more than El Calafate, which I think is a pretty common opinion. Today we had a really great dinner as well. For our hike today, we were going to do this 13-mile huge hike to go to the base of Mount Fitzroy. Obviously, after yesterday and my health, we decided to cut that short. So we did halfway. We went to Laguna Capri, kind of did a loop. So it was probably about, I think my watch said 7 miles. Still tough, like my feet were sore after, but much more manageable. The thing is, it's so cloudy and rainy today that you can't even see the mountain, so it was probably a good thing that we didn't do the whole thing, because you wouldn't have gotten the views that you would go for anyway.
Yeah, to hike 13 miles, the full 13 miles, and then to not be able to see the mountain would not have been worth it, so we did the halfway. I think that was probably the smarter move, especially considering that she's got her cold.
The hike there, the first half was beautiful. There's a huge valley, like River Valley right there, that you get to see the whole way, which was really, I think, better because you can see the Fitzroy Mountain from the town. So we've been looking at that a lot anyway.
when it's not covered by clouds.
Yeah, it is it's got its own climate, it's always cloudy there.
And then we came back. Feet were a little bit sore, not as bad as yesterday. And then
Got some yerba mate.
we got the mate. Super duper bitter when I first started drinking it. It did mellow out a bit as I added more water, but I can't really say I'm a fan of mate, whatever it is. Tea.
It's cool. I mean, it's supposed to be a healthier alternative to like coffee, but it's cool that the waitress showed us how to make it traditionally, because it is kind of complicated to make it from the tea leaves.
Well, not complicated.
Well, it's more than I would have done. I would have just poured the water in there.
I mean, it's essentially what we did. You just mix it up and then move
straw.
the straw a little bit and then pour the water in.
The straw is cool. You don't ever really drink tea with a straw,
I guess. And then after that, we came back here, right?
chilled, repacked, got ready. We're leaving Argentina tomorrow. We've got a day full of buses, probably 9 hours of buses to get through this country and back to Puerto Natales tomorrow.
Right, but we also had a cool dinner, which I don't think we talked about our dinner.
Okay, sure.
So I got a big 20-ounce tenderloin steak with fries and a salad and some good garlic sauce, and that was super good. That was like $13. Then I got a beer with it, which was like $2, something like that. Another tall boy, so it was like $15 for a steak dinner and a beer, and that you never see that for $15 in the U.S. So that was a pleasant surprise. And then you got pumpkin.
Yeah, I got a carbonada, I think. It's a traditional Argentine stew. Yeah, it's like rice, pumpkin, carrots. It's like a beef stew with a ton of vegetables in it. Super good. I was really, that really hit the spot with like the way I've been feeling. So, and also a great deal. So I've been practicing my Spanish a lot here. It's been kind of fun to try not to speak English, but
I've been relying on her Spanish, that's for sure.
It's a good refresher.
Yeah, and then tonight I think we're pretty much in for the night. And then we're just going to get ready for tomorrow, which is pretty much all buses tomorrow.
Yep. Hopefully it will be a recovery day tomorrow. Get ready for the W trek the next day.
That's right. Yep. And that's it. Yep. So that's been Argentina.